Hi, I'm Ron Frierson, Director of Economic Policy for Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti. I run the mayor's business team, which is essentially the team that overlooks the major industry sectors that keep our economy afloat. Sectors like the commercial real estate sector and real estate development, manufacturing, tech, sports and entertainment, amongst others. I'm very proud to work for Mayor Garcetti, who is a national leader in the fight against poverty and who seeks to create opportunities through a lens of racial equity and justice. The mayor's office has done things to this point, like make LA the biggest city in America to adopt a $15 per hour minimum wage. Also created the LA College Promise program, which allows for low-income students to go to community college with free of charge, no tuition. He set up LA's first Office of Reentry that connects formerly incarcerated Angelenos to jobs and careers. And he's raised tens of millions of dollars to support the Angeleno card, a debit card of sort, to help families make it through the hardships caused by the pandemic. You know, poverty touches more than 38 million people living in the United States today. That's almost 12% of the total population. And it's sad to say that the vast majority of those people that are living in poverty are minorities, and 31% of those are children. And sadly, as we know, the pandemic exacerbated these inequities. In response, we've put forth an ambitious set of programs made possible by the mayor's bold vision and budget. Our budget creates new programs covering four major areas: economic justice and opportunity, opportunities for the youth, reimagining public safety, and equitable neighborhood investments. We're launching a pilot program for basic guaranteed income. Participants would receive a monthly obligation-free disbursement of $1,000 per month for a year. This pilot is being launched to provide assistance to our most economically vulnerable Angelenos, with some of the qualifying criteria being current income levels at or below the federal poverty line, living in a household with at least one dependent minor, and people who experience economic and or medical hardship related to COVID-19. Our priorities also include programs for the youth and low-income individuals, including a program to help clean up our city. Now, as Director of Economic Policy, my focus has been on economic recovery in the city's business sectors, especially those hardest hit by the pandemic. And small businesses like restaurants, the tourism and hospitality industry were hit hardest. Just so happens that these industries have the greatest number of women and minorities working in them as well. To stabilize the economic damage in the early days of the pandemic, the city launched the microloan program, the city microloan program. This provided low interest loans to our most vulnerable small businesses, always through an equity lens. We're able to help 741 entities through this program. But as the pandemic worsened, we realized it would be difficult for many of these entities to repay these loans. So we in turn converted it into a grant program. And the city also partnered with the county and philanthropy to establish a regional COVID relief fund. The $100 million program provided grant assistance to small business, micro enterprises, and certain nonprofits. And we were able to assist over 3,000 entities in the city, and the program assisted many more businesses throughout LA County. To assure a robust and equitable recovery, we're utilizing federal funds to stand up more programs to assist small businesses in our underserved communities and continuing our fight to combat homelessness. The mayor's budget to combat the scourge of homelessness in our city has been raised from about $300 million to almost $1 billion. The issues that got us to this point are like 50 years in the making, but we're owning it, and we're doing what it takes to stop it from going another 50 years. We're doing a lot of work to make sure LA comes back strong, and we're very optimistic about our ability to do so. With Mayor Garcetti's leadership and the support of Angelenos, we're working together to make LA a city of the future. Now, historically speaking, Los Angeles has always bounced back from major economic downturns faster than most cities. Whether it's 9/11 or the Great Recession, our broad and sizable economy, which is the third largest metropolitan economy in the world, has always bounced back relatively quickly. Even our hardest hit sectors like the travel and tourism sector have reason to be optimistic, as we have the Major League All-Star Game, the Super Bowl, the MLS All-Star Game, and the 2028 Olympics all coming to Los Angeles. Our mission, our mission, simply put, is that we don't want this recovery to look like the recoveries of the past, while only a few benefit and communities that have been left behind historically stay behind. We want to build back better. We want equity and we want parity. We want economic opportunity and advancement for every Angeleno. In short, we want economic justice. And that's why the mayor calls this budget the justice budget. And he signed it yesterday. That means we're putting our money and resources into making this happen. So please hold us accountable. I know I will. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today. And thanks again for your time and attention.